Hey everybody, welcome to Jason Explains Things and welcome to my dad's shop. You might have seen this truck once before. We actually did a brake job on it like 2 years ago almost, something like that. The idea here is, and this is actually a new series on the channel that we're gonna kind of keep going, and you could even maybe be a part of it if you want, but I want to do a new thing where I'm profiling really cool, unique vehicles with a cool story, and then maybe we either go out and go off-roading in it or go driving in it, or today we're actually gonna be doing a really fun and easy upgrade today. So let's introduce my dad and this truck to you guys again. So who are you?
I'm Jerry.
Yep.
And the other person that's to blame for him is that my wife, Leanne.
Yep.
This truck comes from her family.
Yes. So this is Grandpa's, what year, 2000?
2000.
2000 Chevy Silverado 1500 Z71, right?
Yep.
So yeah, this truck has been in the family since it was brand new. It started out with my grandpa Dwight. When Grandpa passed away, you guys inherited this truck.
It's kind of an interesting story. You can edit this out if you don't like
this is the part that they want to hear.
But it was sitting in the garage and it was being used by family members but it wasn't getting loved too much.
Had it ever had its oil changed?
I maybe. I'm not sure.
How many miles were on it at the time of taking ownership?
I think we had, it was around 60.
60.
When we took possession of it, we drove it from Idaho over to here. It had a severe knock,
boy.
Ping, and it huffed and puffed over the Blue Mountains. So when we brought it back from Idaho,
Yep.
we took it to several mechanics, and they told us different horror stories about how much it was going to cost and what it was going to take to take away the knock.
Brand new, long block of the engine. You take every accessory off, and you take those off of the original engine and put them on the new ones. So this essentially is a, how many miles does this have on it now? So you just
107.
107, so probably about 57,000 miles.
Yeah.
On this engine.
The motor is like brand new, but it's a good engine. I mean, I tow.
You tow crazy trailers with this thing.
I do. I'm going to tow my tractor over to help somebody this Saturday.
Beautiful. So anything else of note or funny to share with people about this truck? Makes it, you were saying something about body work has been done.
Yeah, when Grandpa was driving it, he had issues with his eyesight.
Yeah.
And he had a nice dent. I believe it was right here, over here. I think it was right here. Is it here?
Okay.
Or here? I'm not.
Well, I can't see it now.
And so one time when he was at a...
Is this the house paint thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
At the grocery store, there was these two men that approached him about fixing it.
Sure.
And those two men did not have a shop, okay? They did it right there, and it looked like it. And then Grandpa went home. What do they call that? Where they use a rag or something to paint? What's
like
that?
A sponge?
Sponge or something. And I think he used house paint.
I mean, the thing that's very obvious about this is it's funny, but we are not in any way laughing at Grandpa because, I mean, people that grew up in the Depression, I mean, it's like not having the funds to fix something doesn't mean that you don't fix it. You fix it. You fix it with whatever you have, and that was fine. Yeah. And that's just, and honestly, that's incredibly cool. Maybe not the best attention to detail, but definitely very cool. I mean, the funny thing is that by this point in Grandpa Dwight's life, he is a wealthy man. He is a successful rancher. He was a very affluent man by this point in his life, and he bought a brand new truck, but didn't. So it's funny. It's like, I'll spend money on some things, but not on others. So anyway.
That's right.
That's just awesome. Did he put that sticker on there?
He put that sticker on. You bet he did.
Oh, man. No farms, no food, you guys.
That's right. grocery stores don't
magically make
they
their own
don't
food?
magically make it. Yeah.
You remember that, city folk. So yeah, again, a pretty good story and a pretty nice truck after your guys' hard work after you got it. But it is still so cool. I mean,
It is.
I have definitely hinted to Dad a few times, going like, you know, you deserve a new truck, kind of hoping that maybe, you know, this might magically make its way to my house. And he's like, nah, I don't need one. I don't want one. Why?
Well, every time I clean it up and wax it, I go, man, wouldn't Dad be proud?
Yeah, maybe they don't make them like they used to either, because I don't know. This is definitely a very stout truck. Well, guys, let's now look at the upgrade we're going to be doing today. So this is going to be really fun and really, really easy. We're going to be doing new front and rear shocks. These are the Pro Truck shocks from Eibach. I just actually installed Eibach shocks in my 4Runner, and they make really great stuff, made in the USA. So for the value, these are just really, really beefy. The instructions are hilariously short. Take the wheels off, take the old shocks off, put the new shocks in, put your wheels back on. Bob's your uncle. So those are the instructions. In case it's slightly more complicated than that, these Haynes manuals are fantastic. I have one of these for my Dodge, and it has all the information you could possibly need for jobs like this, or easier or harder. So highly recommend one of these, and I'll have a link for one down below. So like I said earlier, the only video we've ever done before on the channel on this truck was installing these tow-rated brakes. And man, look at these drilled and slotted rotors, Dad. They look pretty cool. All right, removing the shock absorber is incredibly simple. So we're gonna be taking out a big bolt out of the bottom and then a nut off the top. To take pressure off that lower bolt so you can get it out easily, you just wanna lift the lower arm of this whole assembly up a little bit. Yeah. Taking the top nut off these shock absorbers can sometimes be difficult. Cut back to me doing my Dodge like almost 5 years ago, and I ended up having to cut it off with an angle grinder. We got a nice clear shot of the nut with the inside the engine bay right down there. You do need to hold the shock body to take that nut off, otherwise it'll just spin. For taking the old one out, we're just gonna be using a pair of vice grips. It's always fun to kind of compare the old versus the new, so let's see. I mean, this one definitely has some give to it, but yeah, that bottoms out quickly, and let's try the new one. Okay. I can compress it, but it makes me look like a chump. So we took our top nut off. This is the bottom portion that we want, and we're going to put this on the top right there. Label out, of course. Got it?
Yeah, there it goes.
Woo!
Boy,
Nice.
that was easy.
Boom. So I'll hold that and you tighten from the top. So the book calls for 15 foot-pounds, so hardly anything. So you just want that top bushing to bulge a bit, and that's all you need. 60 foot-pounds, everybody. Get maybe a smaller torque wrench, Dad. You know, that'd be kind of cool. This is ridiculous. Just waiting for that magic click sound. There it is. It is now a little bit later than it was earlier, if that makes any sense. I've done this exact job several times, several different vehicles. Here's how to do this. Okay, so the interesting thing about this is you need your rear axle to be at full droop if you ever expect to put this beefy son of a gun in there. So what you want to do is, I feel a little bit weird having jack stands so far forward, but it is secure. We double checked, made sure it wasn't like teeter-tottering or anything like that. So we are good, but it's just, all it is 2 bolts, one at the top, one at the bottom. So it's really not complicated, it's just kind of complicated.
I need therapy tomorrow.
Ow! He rips like tap. Oh, there we go. Yeah, buddy. Yeah. Well, Dad, your classic Silverado is not that high mileage, but it's still a little bit high mileage, so I bestow onto you Techron High Mileage for your gas mileage.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
Techron's awesome, and thank you, Techron, for sponsoring Jason Explains Things.
That's right.
Well, Dad, it's been a couple days since we installed the shocks. Did anything fall off?
Nothing fell off.
Hey, cool.
The wheels stayed on.
Wheels? Shocks too?
Shocks did too.
Hey,
Yeah.
we're doing pretty good. Any improvements? Did you notice it?
It's a lot more comfortable and it's not as bouncy.
Nice, nice. Yeah, I noticed that those old shocks, they weren't blown out or anything like that, but they just didn't have much resistance or dampening left to them. They're just kind of easy to compress.
No, I remember that when we were trying to push them into place.
Yeah, when we were doing it wrong.
Yeah.
But guys, thank you all so very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this new format that we're trying out here. It means a lot that you chose this video to watch instead of all the badillion other ones. So, hey, thank you. I appreciate it. If you want to see more, you can subscribe and like and share and all that good stuff too. So until next time, everyone, God bless, and don't forget to do it yourself. All right, you got this.
Just like the instructions,
Bye.
right?
Yeah, just like the instructions that just say put it in.